Und zurück zur neuen Folge die Outer Worlds. Und wir beginnen heute Phineas zu befreien. Ja, wir speichern nochmal und es geht los. Ich habe.
I am pleased to inform you that we have arrived at the labyrinth. Please be advised that the punishment for trespassing is execution. Please be advised that electrical storms on the surface of Tartarus make departure impossible at this time. Resident count is as follows: 3,071. Resident deaths, including but not limited to executions, are as follows: 1,684. Resident escapes are as follows: 0. The interior can be chilly. Take a scarf with you, Captain. I would also ask that you leave your captain's ID with me, in the event that you do not return. Understood. If you die or are incarcerated for life, I can generate a new ID for the next captain. I would prefer if you return, though. Oh, speak of the devil. Captain, I am receiving a transmission from the prison's docking authority now.
Attention, unauthorized spacecraft. This is a maximum security installation. Your presence here is an explicit violation of UDL corporate policy. You are hereby confined to your docking platform until a ticket detailing your crimes has been filed and notarized, at which point your vessel will be seized and you will be executed. Your ship is not permitted to leave until you remit payment for your fines and submit yourself to execution. Only after your smoking corpse is thrown from an airlock will we lift the lockdown on your spacecraft.
Captain, I would not recommend this course of action.
Huh? Oh, yes, sir. Right away, sir. I just couldn't see you clearly before. Screen's on the fritz. Damn thing. But for the record, now that I hear you, I totally recognize you. Totally. You're, you, of course. Obviously. Anyway, Tartarus Docking Authority signing up. Hang on. Another ship just pulled into your dock. Wait, is that from the groundbreaker? What the? Pay no mind to that. Just have a pleasant day.
Transmission terminated. Biometric ID received. Transferring data to external cartridge. How can I be of assistance?
Okay.
I request you do not wake me if I am sleeping upon your return.
Okay, na gut. Ich nehme natürlich die Leute mit den Wissenschaftswaffen. Sieht doch irgendwie so schlimm aus.
The captain did right by us once. Now it's our turn. The board will never own Groundbreaker. Not while I breathe. Push on, Mardad.
Was geht denn hier ab? Komm mal, hä?
Getting behind cover! Taste the freedom, asshole! Take them down!
That Chief Junlei sure seems well, huh?
What? What was that? Are you new here? I didn't... Waste of company ammo. Dissident trash. Got a promotion coming. I can feel it.
Does a prison have for bars when it's got a storm like that guarding the gates?
They say nobody's ever broken out of the labyrinth. Didn't say nothing about breaking in, though.
Ich sehe einen komischen Hut auf. Ah, Schattenkreaturen, okay, das brauchen wir aber jetzt hier weniger, oder? Waffen? Nee. Obwohl. Es geht aber sehr weit runter.
Let's look around. Gotta be a few ways.
Wow! Okay. Okay.
The captain did right by us once. Now it's our turn. The board will never own Groundbreaker. Not while I breathe. Push on, Margot.
What was that? What was that? Open fire! What was that? Somebody clean up this mess. Saw something. What was that? I saw something.
Okay, das klappt wohl nicht so gut, wie ich mir das vorgestellt habe.
Stay safe out there.
The captain did right by us
What was
once.
that?
Now it's ours. The board will never own Groundbreaker. Not while I breathe. Push on, Margot.
What's that noise? This one's mine! Waste some company ammo! Target
Okay, das lief besser. Unwesentlich. Lebt von den anderen noch einer? Oder sind die alle futsch? Ganz kurze Pause. Moment. So ganz kurz telefoniert. Alles ist ganz schon. Jetzt machen wir mal weiter. So,
Does a prison have for bars when it's got a storm like that guarding the gates?
They say nobody's ever broken out of the labyrinth. Didn't say nothing about breaking in, though. Lead the way, boss. I got your back.
hä? Zeigst mir das da oben an? Welcher Auftrag ausgewählt?
Soldier?
Ganz unauffällig. Jetzt komm ich nicht hoch. Mhm.
Are you new here? I didn't think we were hiring more staff. Oh, no.
Zum Glück klappt das. Oh, okay. Ich da bestimmt noch einiges zu holen. Oh. So, nee, ab hier. Zack, das weg. Was ist das denn? Weg. Festes Gehör, so Marbein. Führungsfähigkeit, ja. Auch weg. Medizin, das ist ja links. Gibt es irgendwas, was ich auf modifizieren kann? Klamottenmäßig? Nö. Nix. Warte mal. Nichts. Okay. Vielleicht gibt's hier die Specials schon, ne? Hier nicht. Auch nicht. Ist halt immer die gleiche. Das finde ich Admiral Ballistics. Was war das für einer? Nein. Und der. Was ist das für einer? Ich weiß es auch nicht. Die Grube, ne? Das klingt doch vertrauenserweckend. So, Kanister. Ach, guck. Mhm. Okay, schade. Ich dachte, man könnte vielleicht ein bisschen Unruhe stiften, wenn man ein paar Gefangene freilässt. Oh, was haben wir hier Schönes? Häftling, Hagen S, WMT, Anschluss zur Gewalt, Black M, Aufgrund Auswahl. Haftdauer unmittelbar zuvor aufgrund Häftling, Fehler, Kapitel 2. Mhm. Okay, wir müssen darüber.
Let's go, troops. Stellar Base counting on us.
What? Oh, hey, you!
Ja.
Are you new here?
Die haben Augustus war neu. Augustus war neu, das sagt mir was. Die haben alle diese krassen Waffen. Entschuldigt bitte. Ja, heute anscheinend. Ganz wichtig. So. So, was haben wir denn hier? Tür aufschließen. Ach, wen haben wir denn hier?
Well, look who it is. I'll be damned. I was prepping the studio for our announcement, and here you are as a bonus. And I see you've brought the kid along. Babysitters may be expensive, but they're worth it, you know.
Yeah, keep talking, pal. I'll just keep thinking of a place to bury your body.
I had heard you'd taken a mechanic under your wing. What's the matter, girl? Couldn't find actual employment?
The captain's treated me right. Better than any of you bored folk ever have. I'm exactly where I want to be.
When you go off and get yourself shot, try to avoid taking one to the face. I'll want it recognizable to show to my citizens. My word! You've correctly identified the most recognizable man in the colony. Remarkable. It's a wonder what Phineas saw in you. Then again, he's an insane person. Thankfully, he's our insane person now. A proper company man. Yes, he is an extraordinarily obstinate fellow, isn't he? Fine, he isn't working for us per se. Semantics, he'll come around. But that's between us. As far as my adoring citizens will know, we've turned a dangerous crackpot into a working-class man. It's a miracle.
Gut, können die nicht einfach umlegen?
Oh yes, go on, wake them up, add more mouths to feed. That'll solve our starvation problems. I don't know what half-baked plans that simpleton in a lab coat has been leading you through, but it's done. It's over. Let me ask you something, Captain. Have you at any point thought about not fucking up our entire society?
Are you kidding me? We're out here trying to clean up your mess.
I'm making actual progress towards stabilization and recovery. You're just getting in the way. If I and my people can ride it out in luxury and happiness, yes, I would. I don't know if you've noticed, Captain, but Halcyon's pretty much a lost cause. I'll admit, there's no shortage of talent in the scientists and engineers there. Look, I'm not an unreasonable man. If you manage to storm the castle, as it were, and make it out of here with Phineas alive, I can't exactly afford more havoc than you've already caused. Fine. If you survive, you'll need someone to sell the rest of the board on your plan.
Are you out of your mind? Rockwell's the biggest monster in Halcyon. You got any idea how many lives he's destroyed? How many people he's hurt? I've had enough. You even think about cooperating with this animal? And you and I are finished. You're damn right it is.
If you're gonna place more faith on this brat than the chairman of the fucking colony, then there's no hope for you. Go get yourself killed.
Weg war er. Wie halten die denn aus? All up. Hast du mal nachgeladen? Danke. Hä? Was war das denn bitte? Ich habe gar keinen Schaden angerichtet. Hä? Ich würde den aber schon gern. FTN aus. Irgendwas ist da doch mega faul. So. Der Typ ist erstmal, der ist futsch. So, das war mein Hauptanliegen. Und jetzt holen wir Phineas. Augustus van Neu. Das ist ja auf unserer Seite, oder? Was ist das? Der Name, ich komme auf den Namen nicht mehr.
All right, MSI. I'm not one for rousing speeches, but the captain needs our help. So get in there and fight!
Das gibt's so nicht. Ich bin heute los, ja. Na, und weiter geht's. Ah. Oh.
Company ammo.
Time to collect a fine bounty.
I just earned a fine bonus.
MSI?
We're really doing this.
MSI hilft uns?
All right, boss. I'm ready.
Hab ich was verpasst? Okay, Augustus war neu. MSI.
Captain, you have an uncanny talent for complicating my life.
Ja.
You've disrupted the balance of power. You've upset the natural order of things. You've introduced uncertainty, and there is nothing I despise more than uncertainty. I'm afraid I can't do that. I'm aware of your diplomatic talents, Captain. You have a gift for manipulation, but I warn you, I'm no easy mark. For all your talents, you are the enemy of Halcyon, and therefore you are my enemy.
Ich bin ein Freund der Bürger.
Dr. Wells is being held in my custody. His cooperation will prove invaluable, even if I have to beat it out of him. All that's left to do is put down this riot, arrest you, and then get on with the bloody business of saving this colony.
Jetzt geht's nur um dich selbst.
Well, that's mostly correct. You're not leaving here at all. I take no pleasure in this, you know. I simply have no other option. Leaving you alive is too great a risk. Goodbye, Captain. I had a feeling you'd say that. This prison is equipped with an automechanical warden. I've had it programmed to eliminate you on sight and rinse your remains down a drain. And don't worry. I will inform Dr. Wells that you died heroically, or something.
Ja. Oh. Ich glaube, da musste ich, warte mal, eine andere, das Adlerauge nehmen, wegen Elektroschock. Und die Stoßpistole, die elektrische. Schrumpfstahl, lassen wir mal bei denen. Eigentlich kann man durchschauen. So, haben wir alles nachgeladen.
Do that.
Great work.
Moment. Moment. Äh. Dafür haben wir ja. Dafür haben wir das ja. Leicht Dialogfertigkeiten. Tarnung blocken. Wo ist denn das? Tarnungstechnik? Oh nein! ...97 von... Oh, warte mal. Irgendwo. Nicht dein Ernst. Das ist ja jetzt doof. Tarnfähigkeiten. Na gut, es reicht nicht ganz. Nee. Es reicht nicht ganz. Warte. Technik plus 15 plus Wahrnehmung und ich ES auch noch. Tarnungsfertigkeit. Nein, ne? Tech plus. Bringt das auch was? Nee, ne? Keine Pluspunkte. Nee. Warte mal. Hab ich irgendwas? Genau. Nee, hier. Irgendwas, das meine Fähigkeiten steigert. Das ist zum Beispiel Lebensregeneration. Mhm. Hm. Das klingt nicht gut. Okay. Schade. Doch, hat gereicht. Ha! Hat gereicht. Cool, okay, so. Manchmal muss man nur ausprobieren. Warte mal hier die Rüstung wieder anlegen. Und bei denen natürlich auch die Rüstung wieder anlegen. Die ordentliche. Zack. So. Richtiger? Ja. Holla, die Wutfee. Das war nicht schlecht. So. So, was kann man Knarren wieder wechseln? Welche hatte ich? Genau, tun wir mal. Wechseln. Oh, was zufällige. Was ist das eigentlich für eine Waffe? Mhm. Ach, ich liebe meine Knifte. Nee, jetzt sieht das schon wieder so typisch aus hier. Moment. Wer hat gesessen, wa? Ja. Ha. Gezielter Headshot. Bam.
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You did the right thing. Akande was a monster. Her death was much deserved, and long overdue. And you lunatic, you broke into the board's own fortress just to rescue one doddering old man. You are absolutely out of your mind, and I can't begin to thank you enough. Ah, all in a day's work for you, huh? You've broken the board's stranglehold on this colony, and you saved my life. But there's still so much we have yet to accomplish. You and I are going to have to work harder than ever to save Halcyon. I'm afraid the situation is far worse than any of us ever anticipated. Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message in 3 years. There's been no communication, no signals, nothing. 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know what they discovered when they arrived, or if they arrived at all.
Hold on, Doc. Are you telling me the Earth went dark 3 years ago, and the board's just been covering this up?
They've been incredibly effective at concealing the truth. Right now, the only people in the colony who know are standing in this room.
You mean we're all alone out here? Really alone?
I'm afraid so, Miss Holcomb. Halcyon is the only home we have left. Returning to Earth is no longer an option. We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for Halcyon? We can't rely on Earth for support anymore.
we've been cut loose. We're entirely on our own. Yes, we do. You've done a marvelous thing. You've succeeded where anyone else would have failed, including me. We must begin the revival process immediately, starting with the Hope's brightest minds, and then we're going to fix this damn colony, one problem at a time. We're going to need a leader, and I can't imagine a better person for the job than you. What do you say, old friend? Will you help us? When I revived you, I thought you were going to help me save this colony. I was wrong. I had our roles reversed, you see. You're the one who's going to save us all. I'm just the one who set you on your path. You're the best thing to ever happen to Halcyon. If you want to take it upon yourself to lead this colony, you have my support. We're not a colony any longer, are we? Our last connection to Earth has been severed, and so we have been set free. Our future is uncertain, and no one knows what tomorrow holds. Exciting, isn't it?
Ich hätte noch eine Anmerkung gehabt.
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan.
Ja, immer so zum Anfang erklären ist so ein bisschen undemokratisch.
Was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. Between MSI's worker-centric policies and the iconoclast's manpower, Sanjar and Zora were able to rally many of the Terra 2 townships to their cause. MSI's workforce swelled, and the iconoclasts enjoyed a significant surge in their ranks. The board was too distracted by infighting and internal politics to stop MSI from becoming a powerful corporation and a refuge for townships that might have fallen through the cracks. Consumed by paranoia, Lilia Hagen took Sublight Salvage in a controversial direction, openly accusing board officials of an extraterrestrial conspiracy. One day, an accident at the Groundbreaker's docking bay silenced her forever. Time would tell if her replacement could keep the Sublight family together. The collapse of Edgewater left its workers bereft of any purpose in life. Most of them made their way to Adelaide McDevitt's camp, hoping to ingratiate themselves into her favor. Adelaide accepted only a few to her community. The rest were turned away and likely died of starvation. Nevertheless, Adelaide's camp grew into a well-established town. Adelaide McDevitt refused to cooperate with the ongoing effort to save Halcyon from collapse. A sympathetic deserter stole a copy of her research and delivered it to the Hope's scientists. It is unclear how useful Adelaide's research was. An optimistic estimate suggests her work may have bought Halcyon another few years of survival. Adelaide would never know. She died that winter. Under the leadership of Junlei Tennyson, the Groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers, schooled in her family's traditions. The future of the Groundbreaker looks promising. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed. Your influence shifted Ellie's perspective. She finally admitted, albeit grudgingly, that she just might need other people. Sometimes. With a steady income from the life insurance payouts, she was finally able to afford a ship of her own. She hired a small crew and flew supply missions to communities on the fringe. Some of them were even legal. Life in Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came. There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done with two hands. As much as he enjoyed his adventures aboard the Unreliable, the vicar, known as Max, eventually decided that it was time to move on, to live out the life he had sought so long to create. He knew there were many in the colony who carried burdens much worse than the ones he had struggled with, and he devoted himself to easing their suffering wherever he could. He only ever took up arms again to defend the defenseless. Unshackled from a lifetime of striving and fighting the universe and himself, Vicar Maximilian de Soto was finally at peace. Once the matter with the Hope colonists was resolved, Junlei bashfully asked Parvati if she'd like to join her permanently on the Groundbreaker, and Parvati enthusiastically, if somewhat awkwardly, agreed. The stories of her adventures spread across the colony, and Parvati soon found herself the center of attention. Having served as the engineer of a renowned spacecraft, tramp freighters and wildcat miners sought her out by name, and in no time, she was a fixture in the Groundbreaker's mechanical ecosystem. She and Junlei were never far apart. Nyoka returned to Monarch to take another crack at making a permanent life for herself. She formed the Charon Group, a mercenary outfit of ragtag survivalists and wilderness experts. Anyone in need of a guide, or just looking to throw back a beer and swap stories, could find her camping on the trail or clearing an infestation. The SAM unit that accompanied you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance capabilities across what was left of the colony. This led to a boost in SAM unit sales. Did you know that SAM units are the longest-lasting, toughest-acting cleaning solution in Halcyon? Minister Clark was released from house arrest, and his contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor. Once it became clear that no help would be coming from Earth, he threw his considerable efforts and talents into helping Halcyon manage the crisis before it. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. He eventually came to terms with his own past, and was able to forgive the mistakes of his younger self by devoting his remaining years to serving the colony. Dr. Wells was able to revive many more scientists and engineers than he first expected, thanks to the additional batch of chemicals you stole from the Ministry. Wells never forgot about the human lives that were lost in acquiring these chemicals. In the end, Dr. Wells was able to save every scientist and engineer aboard the Hope. Over the next decade, nearly all of the Hope's remaining colonists were successfully revived. Halcyon saw a period of rapid technological and scientific advancement. Breakthroughs in dietary supplements saved the colony from starvation. Geoengineering projects and social reforms began to change the structure and character of the colony. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Today, Halcyon has stabilized. The people of the colony work hard to adapt to their new circumstances. Nearby colonies send aid and supplies. Life will never be easy in Halcyon, but for the first time in its history, there exists a sense of real, genuine hope about the future. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon? Long after Wells passed away, you carried on his work with more energy, determination, and brilliance than he could ever muster. The years that followed were hard, but Halcyon survived by the efforts of the Hope's most promising colonists, the greatest of which was you. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
Ja, und damit haben wir es geschafft. Anscheinend ist alles zum Guten gekommen. Also, ich finde ein tolles Spiel. Tolle Story. Ich würde nicht gerne wissen, was ist mit der Erde passiert. Das ist so ein bisschen offen. Und irgendwie fehlt mir da der zweite Teil. Die Wiederentdeckung der Erde. Was ist passiert? Aber zumindest ist die Kolonie gerettet. Sie ist aufgeblüht. Jeder hat seinen Weg gefunden. Aber ob unser Weg zu Ende sein wird, das weiß man noch nicht. In diesem Sinne würde ich mich jetzt schon mal leise verabschieden. Genießt so ein bisschen den Abspann. Sag schon mal ciao. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Auf Wiedersehen.